Today's legendary lost sector is Veles Labyrinth, and is one of the more difficult lost sectors because of all the Hive Knights that shoot arc damage, which does 50% more damage to you because of the modifier Desolate Charge. In this lost sector, we need to play very defensively and passively because there's no cover and a lot of arc splash damage. But in this video, I'm going to go over the loadout I use and the path I take every time for faster and safer runs. Hi guys, I'm Legionless and this channel is about helping you enjoy your games more. If you want to enjoy your games more, subscribe to the channel to get recommended more Destiny 2 content on the channel, like what are the best roles you need to get on the new weapons in Beyond Light. Make sure to comment down below if you have any other tips for the Lost Sector, and follow me on Twitter for more Destiny content. If you need specific tips for running this Lost Sector on the class you're running, there's links in the description below to a quick guide on the loadout to run on your class for quick and easy runs. In this lost sector, you're going to run into 2 barrier knights and 1 unstoppable ogre. Our loadout is going to need to be able to stun both of these champions easily, as well as have enough damage to reliably be able to kill them before they just run right through us. Every champion kill gives you an extra revive, and killing all champions should give you a higher chance at getting an exotic drop from the chest. The recommended power level is 1250, so you should be as close to this as possible, but it's still pretty doable if you're 20 levels under. You won't have the fastest runs, but you also won't be so weak that you won't stand a chance. You take extra damage from solar damage and environmental damage. Arc damage you deal and receive is also increased by 50%, which is why the stupid barrier knights are so annoying, and the boss will almost one-shot you if you're really low power level, and will get you to really low health if you're closer to the recommended power level. For this lost sector, I recommend a kinetic hand cannon, Ariana's Vow to safely break barrier shields from safety, and an arc heavy weapon of your choosing. If you have the 7th Seraph SMG or the Ikelos SMG, these wouldn't be bad options to run since your arc damage will be 50% stronger, and then you can use anti-barrier SMG on your gloves. For this season, hand cannons and shotguns are the only weapon types that can stun unstoppable champions, but running a shotgun for the one unstoppable champion is a little overkill when you can just use a hand cannon from range. I cannot recommend enough that you use your favorite kinetic hand cannon, like the Dire Promise or True Prophecy, so you can stun the unstoppable ogre easily, as well as just having a good option to kill enemies from farther away. For your heavy weapon, you can use any arc weapon you have, like the 7th Seraph Saw LMG or Temptation's Hook Sword, which you can get from world drops like turning in tokens to Zavala or Shax, or weapon parts to Banshee. Whichever you feel most comfortable with, you should use because you get an extra 50% of damage for using an arc weapon. I really recommend you also run this season's class item mod called Spoils of War that gives you a guaranteed brick of heavy ammo when you finish a champion. A good option might be to also run Concussive Dampener and arc damage resistant armor mods to reduce the incoming splash and arc damage you'll take. You'll want to make sure you have an unstoppable hand cannon mod on your gauntlets, and if you're not running Ariana's Vow, either anti-barrier SMG or anti-barrier pulse rifle mods. For those of you looking to absolutely farm this lost sector as fast as possible, my personal favorite build is to go with a legendary kinetic hand cannon for the unstoppable rounds, an arc SMG like the Ikelos SMG for anti-barrier rounds, and the 50% buff arc damage gets in this lost sector, and then the Anarchy exotic grenade launcher for quickly killing champions and doing boss DPS. If you're running grenade launcher mods on your armor and Spoils of War, you'll easily have enough ammo to kill all champions, the boss, and then some. Be careful sticking champions with Anarchy if you're using Spoils of War though. I found that a lot of times when I'd go for the finisher on a champion to spawn heavy ammo, no ammo would spawn. I guess the game thought I got the kill with Anarchy instead of with my finisher. Just something to keep in mind if you don't have a bunch of grenade launcher armor mods, or you're using Anarchy all over the place because you're counting on ammo dropping popping from champions. When you start the Lost Sector, there's a bunch of Thrall and Curse Thrall, so watch out for getting blown up by the arc damage. When you start going down a tunnel leading below, some Thrall and Curse Thrall are gonna turn the corner and meet you, being led by a Barrier Knight. Run back up the tunnel to put some distance between you and all of the enemies, and pick off the trash enemies before dealing with the champion. When you're ready for the champion, hit it with your arc heavy weapon to get it to pop its barrier, break its barrier, and then finish it to spawn yourself some heavy ammo. When you go down the tunnel and enter an open room, you're in the hardest part of the Lost Sector. There's a bunch of acolytes who can do a ton of damage to you, and another Barrier Knight up top that will obliterate you and be a pain for you to be able to take out. What you need to do is hang back in the tunnel and pick off acolytes one by one, preferably with your Ariana's Vow, since you'll have a bunch of ammo and can easily kill them from range. Once you've cleared a path for yourself, you'll need to either damage the Barrier Knight from far away, if you have line of sight on it to pop its barrier, or get closer. If you need to get closer, try and kill as much of the trash enemies that spawn nearby before fighting the champion. Once you're ready for the champion, damage it with your heavy weapon, swap to Ariana's to break the barrier, and then deal enough damage so you can finish it to spawn yourself some more ammo. When you move forward in the Lost Sector, there's a sharp right turn you need to make. Don't go speeding around this corner because there's a bunch of enemies and an Unstoppable Ogre. You'll need to back up, kill the trash enemies, and then stun the champion with your hand cannon. Once it's stunned, it shouldn't be too difficult for you to get it low with your heavy weapon, and then finish it to get your heavy ammo back. Especially if you're running scavenger mods on your armor, then increase the number of ammo you pick up. After the champion is dead, you're almost done with the Lost Sector. In this final room, there's a couple regular Hive Knights that have arc shields you'll need to pop. They shoot arc damage themselves, so make sure you hang back or you'll easily be killed by them. There's a couple trash enemies to kill, but once you kill the major Hive Wizard, the boss, and more enemies will spawn. Kill the trash as safely as you can and deal damage to the boss when you're able to without getting destroyed by the boss's arc weapons or the trash enemies around the boss. When you get the boss's health down low enough, more enemies will spawn. Repeat what you did again, damage the boss, and then prepare to fight one more wave of enemies unless you kill the boss before they spawn. You should have plenty of revives in case you die a few times, especially as you get more revives from killing the champions. Just take your time going through the Lost Sector and focus on staying alive more than optimizing DPS, clearing away enemies. If you reach 15 minutes on the timer, you'll lose all revives you have, so if you die again before opening the chest, you'll wipe and have to start over completely. If you need more specific tips for going through this Lost Sector on the class you're running, in the description below is a link to a video that will show you how to easily go through the Lost Sector on your class and what loadout to run to have some quick and consistent runs. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to enjoy your games more, like this video to help me out, and follow me on Twitter for more Destiny content.